The detention block of the Zathari warship Crimson Talon reeked of ammonia and iron. Evelyn pushed her cleaning cart down the corridor, her worn jumpsuit hanging loose on her thin frame. 3 years since Earth fell, since the Zathari Dominion had swept through human space like a plague, reducing proud colonies to ash and survivors to slaves. She kept her eyes down as a patrol of Zathari warriors passed, their katanas armor clicking with each step. They didn't spare her a glance. Why would they? She was just another human, another piece of conquered meat scrubbing their floors. The detention block was the worst assignment. This was where they brought prisoners for enhanced interrogation, a polite term for torture. Evelyn's job was to clean up afterward. Blood, mostly, sometimes other things she tried not to think about. Cell 47 was different today. The guard stationed outside was nervous, his mandibles twitching. "Hurry up, human," he clicked in broken English. "Important prisoner. Clean fast." Evelyn nodded, keeping her expression blank as she'd learned to do. She pushed her cart inside and froze. The prisoner was Zathari. That alone was shocking. The Zathari never fought among themselves, or so humanity had believed, but this prisoner was definitely one of them, though different from any she'd seen. His armor was ornate, etched with patterns that seemed to shift in the dim light, and he was bleeding their violet blood pooling beneath the restraint chair. "You are human," he said in perfect English. His voice weak but clear. Evelyn said nothing. Speaking to prisoners was forbidden. She began mopping, working around the edges of the cell. "Look at me, human." She didn't. 3 years had taught her that defiance only brought pain. "Please." Something in his tone made her pause. Not command, supplication. "I need to know if humans still have honor." Against her better judgment, Evelyn met his eyes. They were different from other Zathari, golden instead of black, with an intelligence that seemed almost familiar. "What's your name?" he asked. "Names don't matter," she whispered, glancing at the door. "Not anymore. They matter to me. I am Kethsa, Crown Prince of the Zathari Dominion." He coughed, violet blood speckling his mandibles. "And I am going to die in this cell because I spoke against the war, against what we did to your people." Evelyn's hands tightened on the mop handle. A prince, the enemy's prince. She should feel satisfaction at his suffering. Instead, she felt only the familiar numbness of survival. "There's a tracking device," Kethsa continued, his voice growing weaker, "in my armor. Lower backplate. If someone found it, they would know where the Dominion fleet staging grounds are, where the human prisoners are being held. Millions of them. Why are you telling me this?" "Because I am going to die regardless. But perhaps I can die with less blood on my hands." His golden eyes held hers. "What is your name, human?" "Evelyn." She heard herself say Evelyn. He spoke it like a prayer. "In my culture, we believe the last words of royalty carry weight in the cosmic order. So hear me. Humanity deserved better than what my people gave them, and I am sorry." Footsteps in the corridor. Multiple guards coming. Evelyn made a decision that should have been impossible after 3 years of conditioning. She dropped her mop and moved to Kethsa, her hands finding the backplate of his armor. There a small device, no bigger than her thumb. She palmed it just as the door burst open. "Human, step away from the prisoner." The interrogator, massive Zathari with scars crisscrossing his carapace, stormed in. "What were you doing?" "Nothing, master. Just cleaning." He fell. "I was trying to." The blow sent her sprawling. "Lying human filth. What did he tell you?" "Nothing, I swear." "I don't understand your language." Another blow. The device pressed against her palm, hidden beneath her body as she coiled up. Blood filled her mouth, her own this time. "Take her to reconditioning," the interrogator ordered. "And execute the traitor prince. His brother wants this done quietly." As guards dragged her away, Evelyn caught Kethsa's eyes one last time. He gave the slightest nod. The rebellion that followed came 6 months later. Joshua had been a soldier once, before Earth fell. Now he led a desperate resistance from the asteroid mines of Kepler-4 for Tubi. They survived on scraps and hope, hitting Zathari supply lines when they could, knowing they were just delaying the inevitable. Then Evelyn arrived. She'd escaped during a prisoner transfer, still carrying the device she'd smuggled out of the detention block. The data it contained was everything: fleet positions, supply routes, and most critically the location of the Dominion's Central Command Nexus, a weakness in their quantum communication network. "This is from their Crown Prince," Evelyn told Joshua and the other resistance leaders, her voice steady despite the fresh scars on her face. "He died giving us this chance." Joshua studied the data, hardly daring to believe. If this is real, we could coordinate a strike across every human-resistant cell simultaneously. Hit them before they can respond. It's real, Evelyn said. I watched him die for it. The attack came 3 weeks later. Humanity was broken, scattered, enslaved, but not defeated. Across 100 worlds, resistance cells activated. They struck at the Nexus first, crippling the Dominion's command structure. Then came the fleet positions, the supply depots, the prison camps. It wasn't a victory, not yet, but it was a beginning. And in the chaos, as Zathari's ships burned and human prisoners tasted freedom for the first time in years, Evelyn stood on the bridge of a captured warship beside Joshua. They watched the fleet scatter, watched hope kindle in the eyes of freed slaves. He said humanity deserved better, Evelyn murmured. A prince of the enemy said that. Joshua nodded. Then we'll prove him right. We'll show them what humanity really is. Below them, Earth hung in the void, scarred but not broken. The war was far from over. But for the first time since the Zathari came, humanity wasn't just surviving. They were fighting back, and they would not stop until every human was free.